안녕하세요 여러분. 오늘은 에이펙스의 아론님과 AMA 시간을 가지게 되었습니다. 오늘 AMA에도 많은 관심과 참여 부탁드립니다. 오늘 AMA 보상은 총 6명에서 7명의 질문 당첨자에게 총 $210 상당의 USDT 코인 보상을 균등 지급할 예정입니다. AMA 이후 텔레그램을 통하여 안내드리겠습니다. 아론 안녕하세요. 불개미 커뮤니티 유저들에게 AMA 및 자기소개 및 에이펙스에 대하여 소개 부탁드립니다.
Yeah, I'm Aaron. I've been working in Web3 for the last 5 years. Currently I'm working in business development in Apex and operation. Before that, I was working in business development and consultancy in the traditional finance sector. I was specializing a lot in learning and development. Some of the clients that I worked with were the likes of Microsoft, Barclays Bank, CAP HPI, these types of people, and we would mainly do bespoke learning programs for them. And then in transferring that experience to Web3, I've taken on a similar role in terms of consultancy and business development, however, applying it to the likes of NFT marketplaces, centralized exchanges, of course now decentralized exchanges, blockchains and DAGs like Hedera and AVAX, and I was also quite early to the play-to-earn gaming space, so I was quite an early adopter of the likes of Ashfall, which is being built on Hedera, and the likes of DeFi Kingdoms, which I'm sure a lot more people have heard of. So yeah, like I say, now I'm at Apex, of course. So we're a non-custodial, permissionless, non-KYC DEX. Essentially, our focus is on providing fast, but most importantly, secure, and of course, low slippage trading for anybody, anywhere in the world, in as long as it takes for you to just simply connect your wallet. As a lot of regulations have been heating up across the world, as the US, Canada, and especially in the likes of the UK and Europe with things like MICA, as well as, you know, previous disasters in cycles like FTX, Luna, these kinds of things. It's kind of becoming more and more important, not only for users to take custody of their own funds, but to also have the freedom to trade and access financial platforms whenever, wherever they are. That's really the kind of key ethos of crypto in the end anyway, right? That, you know, it's about financial freedom and being able to take control of your own assets, like going bankless, essentially, right? And yeah, we're really kind of aligned with that ethos, and that's kind of what Apex is here to solve.
네, 자세하고 상세한 설명 감사드립니다. 에이펙스는 우리가 매일 거래하는 선물 거래소를 온체인에 올린 프로젝트로 생각하시면 되는데요. 최근에는 현물 거래도 확장하고 있고 밈코인도 커뮤니티에 런칭할 예정이라고 밝혔습니다. 자, 지금부터는 사전 질문 시간입니다. 네, 첫 번째 질문입니다. What are the key features that distinguish Apex OmniPerps from other DEXs?
Yeah, great. It's a great question. I think that's always what it's all about, right? When choosing where to go. There's a lot of DEXs on the market, so essentially why would you choose Apex? It's always something that I like talking about because it is almost the same answer as, you know, why did I start working with Apex in the first place? It's the level of decentralization. That's ultimately what blockchain is about. Things are not quite as decentralized as you think they are. They all end up leading back to one very centralized figure in a lot of cases. With Apex, it's completely the case that it's really the highest level of decentralization you can get. Of course, totally non-KYC, permissionless and non-custodial. You don't need to give your name, don't need to give your address, don't need to give your passport details, you don't need to go through any complex sign-up form. You can start trading as fast as you can connect your wallet to the platform. You can connect from anywhere. We're not region locked. Lots of places around the world now you can't even access the sites of exchanges and even decentralized exchanges due to obviously the restrictions that they've put in place. The UK even now, parts of US, which, you know, ultimately are some of the biggest markets in crypto, and to have these people blacked out for whatever reason that's out of their control seems pretty scary. In lots of cases, a significant amount of funds on these platforms, and let's say your country goes through a financial crisis, your country goes through war, your country goes through some sanctions that might be placed on it for something that's completely out of your control, and now your money's frozen and it's nothing to do with you. You know, especially in times like this, in the bull market where people are making money, there's more money going around in the market. Having that fear that your funds could be switched off at any point is really scary, and it's something that a lot of the market needs to be more mindful in taking control of, and that's really our main focus, is staying in control of your funds at all times. And what if I deposit the money on the platform, something happens, the internet shuts down, and then where does my money go? Well, that's really where a cool feature of Apex comes in. I won't go too much into the technicality because it's quite technical, but a simple way of explaining it is like an escrow, like where you will do a deal with somebody and I put the money up, somebody else puts the money up, and there's like a middleman that chooses, you won, you lost, I transfer the money. So it's kind of trustless and permissionless. It's a very similar mechanism, like an escrow escrow account. So when you deposit the funds on the platform, they're kind of not technically on the platform. They're still with you. They're just being allowed to be used on the platform. Why does it matter? Well, let's say exchange disappeared. Your money would be safe because you can just force withdraw from your wallet and they would come back to you. You know, the Google Chrome could shut down. Nothing like that would stop you from losing your money. So definitely that was one of the key features for me that I thought was like, wow, okay, that's really cool, because especially after certain things, like, you know, not to bring up things like FTX again, but people have still got PTSD from these things. So you don't have to trust somebody. That's all what it's about. That's why we say permissionless and trustless. You shouldn't have to trust somebody with your money. It should be on you, and you should be able to use this platform without having to put faith in anybody. And the last thing I will say on the level of decentralization is not only do we offer this, but we offer this amongst the full suite of DeFi products. So there's perp trading up to 100x leverage, spot trading, grid bots, vaults. There's lots of decentralized platforms that offer similar mechanisms to some of what we're doing, but you'll find that typically they may just be a spot swap or just a perp trading platform. But to be able to have all of that security and then the whole suite of DeFi products, for me, is really one of the big game changers why I joined in the first place. I would say another brief but obvious example is the familiarity of the platform. We use a typical order book model, which is similar to what people would see on a centralized exchange. Really, the key of this is that it's going to minimize the learning curve. I think sometimes, at least in my experience in the past, and especially when I was new, it's a little bit scary because it's like, oh, okay, there's not like a help support service I can go to. Like, there is a help support service. If that's ever anybody's fear, don't worry about that. What we've really provided here is when you go on, the UX, the UI, it feels exactly like you're on a centralized exchange. Exactly what you used to, minimizes the learning curve, but also then comes with all of the benefits of a DEX like Apex, which I've mentioned before, mainly decentralization. Another key feature as well is the incredibly low fees, and I think this is really where we've gained a lot of market share. We use ZK Link technology, essentially putting all the boring tech to one side. So of course we know that ETH especially can be very expensive. Of course, we're going to use layer 2s, which we do, but using that ZK links, it allows us to essentially process the transaction in batches off-chain before settling them on-chain. So this reduces the amount of computational power we need, the cost on ETH, but allows us to use the security and the high transaction output of ETH. So it's really allowing us to get the best of both worlds, and ZK links is, you know, a real game changer in terms of that. Of course, then, those savings are passed on to our users so we can be as competitive as possible. The fees are super low. They're 0.02% for maker and 0.05% for take. If I can just speak as a user, I'm not speaking as somebody who's part of Apex, to me, they're almost not even noticeable. For me, that's a real excellent point. And I think probably the final point that I would touch on, using that ZK links, what that allows us to do is aggregate liquidity across multiple blockchains. Lots of fancy advanced algorithms that our tech team could talk us to death with, but to keep it in sort of layman, non-boring terms, what it allows us to do is essentially optimize the order matching, which then allows us to minimize the price impact. Using that, we can basically find you the best deal when doing the swaps, which means we can find you the best pairs and the best liquidity pool, so therefore you can get the lowest slippage. It costs you the least. I think that's probably the main points that I would cover for what makes Apex different.
Question number 2. I found Apex social point on platform. I want to know what are Apex social point and how can I earn them?
Simplest way I would explain it is like a battle pass for a video game. The difference being you don't have to pay extra to unlock it, and instead of some gems or some skins that you can't do anything with, the prizes range from iPhones to USDC, USDT, PS5 games, and then the grand prize of actually a real life Lamborghini. So some really exciting prizes. All you have to do to take part is just log in and trade. That's simply it. You'll earn it from trading, earn it from the campaigns we run, vault trading, spot trading, grid bots, and like I say, even earn points just for simply logging in every day, and then take those points, redeem them for mystery boxes, claim your prizes. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, this is question number 3. I wonder, Apex is all investor, and could I ask their vesting period?
Yeah, sure. So I'll start off by talking about the investors themselves. There was people like Dragonfly Capital, Tiger Global, CyberX, people like this that are very well known in the space that helped with the launch of Apex. So they also include Agni Finance, which is another DEX, and OpenBit, which allow Bitcoin DeFi. And then finally, they're backed by Bybit as well. It's kind of one of the reasons Apex has done so well so far, coming up to almost 100 billion in trading volume. Of course, then we can talk about the token schedule. So there was initial tokenomics a while back. They revised the token unlock schedule. They basically wanted to make things smoother for everybody involved. They listened to feedback. And of course, taking into account that if you have tokens, which the Apex token has done really well, and you release lots at the same time, makes things volatile. What they did was release a token called ES Apex 12. The core team and the investors obviously got the tokens for incentives, but they would be locked up in a pool for 12 months. So these could be sold in small amounts to third parties with like a drip feed sell-off, and there's no crazy flood of tokens hitting the market all at once. And the release schedule is spread over 4 years in that kind of, we would say, drip-fed manner. And I think, as you can see from the Apex chart, really how well that change being implemented has maintained the integrity of the token. We're still up by $2. I think the all-time high, if I remember correctly, was around about $3.50. So even through bear markets, even through dumps from 40k to now touching 100k. The price has remained really well, and I think that's also a great example of how listening to your investors but more importantly, your core community in ways that can be optimized is really important.
This time, question number 4. I saw SLP Smart Liquidity Pool. Please explain about this and which benefit can I get from SLP?
SLP is the Smart Liquidity Pool. So this was a feature launched on our original platform, Apex Pro. There's Apex Pro and then Apex Omni. You can just think of Omni as like our version 2 upgrade. Everything's better, simply put. But the SLP was really cool because it's letting regular traders, so even beginners, they can take part in market making. You can provide liquidity to the platform, help trades happen. Market making, as everybody knows, is normally something that only the big players do. In this scenario, you can just put in as little as $100 and start earning your income from it. So you don't need to do much. Apex takes care of the algorithm, takes care of the actual physical market making, managing risk, finding opportunities. You just simply contribute and get paid rewards, and it's as simple as that.
Final question about meme token Kong. What is Kong? Please explain about Kong.
Yes, very exciting. So, as you said, Kong's our upcoming meme token release. TG to be announced in the next couple of weeks. But we are focusing on really a decentralized fair launch. We want to expand our community and liquidity offering, of course, across Solana, which is the hot thing for the meme market for the last 2 years, maybe. As a quick overview, 100 billion tokens. They'll be distributed through a combination of staking, participating in the mini game that we've created, which is Feed the Kong, and there's going to be further upcoming participation events which will be announced. The whole vibe of this, like I've said, is obviously building out into Solana, but also rewarding users that we've got for sticking around with Apex products and staking and trading and making the most of the Omni platform. In terms of token distribution, I can explain that quickly for those that might want to know. There's going to be 40% for the public sale, 40% for liquidity, 10% for the treasury marketing, and then we're going to do 10% as an airdrop as well across the staking program, using Omni and then playing the minigame. So if you want to get your hands on it, best thing you can do is head over to Apex, start playing our minigame, and you can submit your Solana wallet and get a free airdrop.
Kongs will do public sale?
Yeah, when it's launched, it'll be available to purchase.
Okay, which platform will sell to Kong's token?
To be announced.
Okay, I get it.
I'm sure looking who we work with and looking at certain things, it's probably not hard to guess, but yeah, just keep your head up for that.
Yeah, I think we are almost done. What a great AMA, much appreciated, Aaron. 이것으로 오늘 AMA를 모두 마치도록 하겠습니다. 마지막으로 한마디 들어볼 건데요. A last word for the community?
Yeah, absolutely. The last word I would say is, if, for example, there's something that you wanted to know that maybe I've not answered, or if you do need any help with anything or any support, although we are decentralized, DEX, kind of manage everything yourself, there is a huge support network here at Apex through either Discord, through Telegram, or through reaching out through the website. So, there's support every step of the way, whether you're a newbie wanting to get into trading or you're, an experienced trader doing hundreds of millions of volume every month. We're here to help and support and, provide this service to everybody who needs it. Yeah, don't be shy. Feel free to try it out. Don't be scared of asking for any help if you need it. Thank you very much. Bye.